What if the numbers and symbols you've been taught to trust are actually part of a system designed to disconnect you from your true power? Hello, light people. This is the 5D Frequency Podcast. In this podcast, we talk about all things spirituality, self growth, and ascension. We make spirituality easy and practical. I'm your host, Italia, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about a powerful topic: the difference between the false matrix code, which runs on base 10, and the true organic code, which runs on base 12. We'll also talk about how some sacred symbols, like the famous flower of life and the tree of life, have been distorted, and what the real divine blueprint actually looks like. Whenever a programmer is creating a computer program, or an app, or a game, he uses codes, right? Because to build something that we are going to use or experiment with, we need to use math. We need to have a base math code for that thing to function well, and really to be able to build it. So when God was building our universe, he used the base code 12 to do it. Everything that is sacred and from the universe God created is done with a 12-based code. We have 12 main dimensions in our universe. Those are the dimensions where we can experience things in physical bodies. This is the organic matrix, meaning the reality that God created, which was created with a base code 12. And then we have the false matrix, which is the actual matrix we all talk about all the time. This matrix is not organic. It was not created by God. It was created with the intent to experiment separation from God. And as it is not organic, it is false. It is artificial. So it could not be created with the divine 12 base code. It needed to be created with an artificial code base 10, which is distorted from the original divine code base 12. That's why everything in the matrix is distorted and inverted from the actual divine organic matrix. Everything here functions in a non-divine way. I talked about the matrix and how it works, focused on the systems it uses in the last episode, episode 6. So I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. But what you gotta understand is that the matrix is a system of control. It's a system of control that is based on a distorted code and therefore on a frequency distortion as well. A lot of things in our world are built on this base 10 system. Money, education, technology, even the way we measure time. But this code is not natural. It's artificial. It's limited. It keeps us in a small, boxed-in reality. The false matrix, which is where we are living right now, operates through codes that limit consciousness. The base 10 code is a code of limitation, separation, linearity, and scarcity. Base 10 means we're always looping through 10 digits, 0 to 9, and then starting it all over again. It reflects duality, separation, and linear time. It fits into a linear, mechanical, profit-driven model. It is also common in the computer systems with the binary code, ones and zeros, which is based on duality. Also on the school systems with the base 10 grading, in which you can pass or fail the test, duality again. versus inner mastery, which is what schools should actually teach kids. It is also common in time. The 60-minute hour is 6 times 10. Control of time. It makes us be slaves of time versus the natural flow of time focused on the present moment. And it is all to keep time and energy controlled. The real organic code, the one aligned with the universe, with the organic matrix created by God, is base 12. Base 12 is found in the natural world. 12 months a year, 12 zodiac signs, 12 energy centers or chakra system, not just 7. There are many ways to classify the chakra system, and those are some of them. And even in the blueprint of our DNA, which has the potential for 12 strands that are connected with the 12 dimensions or 12 levels of consciousness of our universe. We were taught that we only have 2 DNA strands and the rest is junk DNA, right? But does God make junk DNA? Does God make junk anything? No. Everything has a purpose in the universe. Those other strands in our DNA are just deactivated. The more strands we activate, the more we activate our chakras, and the more we align with higher dimensions or levels of consciousness. Base 12 represents unity, infinite expansion, and multidimensional connection. It connects you to Source. It's circular, harmonic, multidimensional. When we align with the base 12, we move beyond control, beyond scarcity. We return to wholeness. Base 12 is the code of the divine alignment, found in true sacred geometry, in natural cycles, and in multidimensional awareness. It reflects harmony, unity, and expansion beyond duality. So, to sum up, the code 10 is linear time, duality, ones and zeros, and one polarity always against the other. Good versus bad, black versus white, feminine versus masculine. It's all about control and division. And it's a scarcity loop. There is waste of energy in this system. The code 12 is cyclical time focused on the present moment, in the now. It is unity consciousness based on Trinity, not duality. It is based on the unity of the duality with God, forming a 3-part unit. For example, the feminine plus the masculine plus God. Differently from the dual system that is always one against the other, feminine against masculine. In the base code 12, we have infinite creation with no waste of energy. And we also have harmony and expansion. When we live in base code 10, we feel rushed, fragmented, and disconnected. When we begin activating base 12 consciousness, we feel whole, synchronized with nature and in tune with our soul. The shift from base 10 to base 12 is not just mental, it is energetic, and it happens at a cellular level. Here are some things you can do to begin reconnecting with the organic code. You can do chakra meditations to activate the 12 strands of DNA. You can try to live more in sync with the cosmic cycles. You need to learn about astrology, and if you are a woman, learn how to live based on your feminine cycles. You can also do activations, breath work, or guided meditations. You can also use true sacred geometry in your space. Now, Here's where it gets deeper. The matrix didn't just distort numbers and systems, it also distorted sacred geometry. That's the language of the universe: shapes, symbols, patterns. And it's the main language that our subconscious understands. You've probably seen the flower of life. It's everywhere in the spiritual circles. But what if I told you it's not what you think? Some call it the daisy of death because it's a closed pattern that traps energy. It is based on fragmentation of the soul instead of unity of the soul with God. It's part of the base 10 false matrix. It looks beautiful, right? But it keeps you looping in a limited and fragmented field. See how many pieces it has? How it doesn't have a center? The energy is looping and not coming from the center, from source. The same goes for the tree of life. The version we've been shown has only 10 spheres, but the original organic tree of life has 12. Two key energy centers were hidden from us, and those centers are needed for us to connect to higher dimensions and source energy. The real sacred geometry is based on base 12. It's called the crystal lotus. This geometry spirals upward infinitely. No loops, no traps, no fragmentation. It has a center, a source of infinite energy. It's the true flower of life, the one that connects you directly to divine intelligence, to eternal life, and your full soul potential. This geometry supports true healing, true DNA activation, and real spiritual freedom. See the difference between the two geometries? If you are sensitive, you can feel how much more harmonious the crystal lotus feels. So now you may wonder, how does this affect my day to day? Here's how. If you constantly feel like you're chasing time, you're stuck in the base 10 loop. If you feel like you're doing all the spiritual things but you're not expanding, you might be plugged into distorted codes. You might be plugged into the base 10 code. If you feel disoriented, like something's missing, it probably is, because parts of your original template have been hidden and deactivated. So how to reconnect to the base 12? You can start reconnecting to your original organic blueprint by letting go of the distorted so-called sacred symbols and using the crystal lotus, which is the true flower of life, instead of the daisy of death. You can connect more with nature, with the cosmic and astrological rhythms, and with your own inner rhythms, instead of the matrix rhythms. As much as you can, try not to follow the 9 to 5 work hours and the days of the week. Instead of working from Monday to Friday and resting Saturday and Sunday, if you can, try to work when your body feels ready to work and rest when your body needs rest. You can also use visualizations, breathwork, and activations that recode your field with true sacred geometry. Remember that you don't need to fully understand it with your mind because your soul remembers, and the recalibration happens at a cellular level. You can also meditate with the intention to activate your 12 chakras or 12 strands of DNA. Each of the 12 chakras we have correspond to one strand of DNA that is activated. You can get activations and meditations from someone that has activated and calibrated those chakras and strands to help you go up the scale. But it's extremely rare to find someone who has activated all of their strengths. Be careful with people who say that they have. Right now, I am calibrating the 9th level myself, and it's very, very advanced. So I can't activate people until the 12th. You can only activate someone until the level you have activated in yourself. However, I can help you go higher on the scale and much faster when you listen to my activations and guided meditations. Now, I need you to pay attention to this part of the episode because this is where everything comes together. I know a lot of people might be having questions right now, so I'm going to try to make this very clear for everyone. Functioning from the base 10 code has nothing to do with activating the 12 strands of DNA. This doesn't mean that you can only activate up to 10, for example. One thing has nothing to do with the other. This is how they relate. The base 10 code is the matrix system, is the matrix operating system. The base 12 is the divine organic operating system. Humans were created with 12 strands of DNA, and they were created to function from the divine code, the base 12. However, we are inside the matrix system. So when we are born, we are functioning from the base 10 code, the matrix system. And the matrix system was created to keep you stuck and looping in lower frequencies so that you would never activate your higher strands of DNA. The matrix system has an energy or frequency fence that only allows a person to activate up to 3 strands of DNA. So when you start to activate your 4th strand of DNA, you start to stop functioning from the base 10 code, the matrix system, and you start to function from the base 12 code, the divine code. And remember what I said before. Each strand of DNA is related to one chakra that we have. So right now, most of humans are stuck in the 3 levels of dimensions. They only have activated fully 3 strands of DNA or the lower 3 chakras. The base chakra is the first dimension or the first strand of DNA. The second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, is related to the second strand of DNA or the second dimension. The third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, is related to the third strand of DNA or the 3D. That's why the matrix is the 3D mentality, because it only allows you to go up to the third dimensional level of consciousness. Most people in our planet right now are only living from those 3 chakras, based on the negative aspects of those 3 chakras. The base chakra, they are living out of survival, out of fear, feeling unsafe. They are living also from the sacral chakra, from their lower emotions, because the sacral chakra is the lower emotional body. So they are living feeling guilt, shame, apathy. They are living led by their emotions and by their animalistic intimacy needs. And also from their solar plexus chakra, from their ego, from their egotistical self, from their need of power and recognition. This is where most of humanity is at right now. And just as a curious fact, from a spiritual point of view, a narcissist has only activated 2 strands of DNA, meaning that they only live by the base chakra and the sacral chakra. Because narcissism is created through a deep wound in early infancy, a deep wound in their lower emotions. So they are constantly trying to get emotional responses out of other people so that other people, the external world, give them a sense of self, because they don't have the third chakra, the ego, the sense of self, the solar plexus lit up, activated. They don't have it. And psychopaths only have one strand of DNA activated, meaning that they only live by their base chakra. They don't feel fear. They don't feel anything from anyone. They are almost completely disconnected from source. And I'm sharing all of this from a spiritual viewpoint, not from a psychological viewpoint. So now that you know this, you are probably asking yourself, okay, so what do I need to do to start reconnecting to the base 12 code? All you need to do, my friend, is to reconnect with your heart. The heart chakra is the fourth strand of DNA, is the fourth dimension, which is the bridge from the third dimension to the fifth and beyond. The heart chakra is the central point of your 7-chakra system. It is the middle point between the 3 lower chakras and the 3 upper chakras. So the more you connect with your heart, with love, with unconditional love, with your soul, with compassion, the more you will activate your 4th strand of DNA. And then from there, everything will become easier for you to go up the chakra system. However, for you to be able to activate more of your heart chakra, more of your 4th dimensional level, your 4th strand of DNA, you need to first clear the wounds, the blockages in the 3 lower chakras. In our 3 lower chakras is where most of our blockages are stored. It is where most of our traumas are stored. Because when we are born under the matrix system, under the base 10 code. And this code generates fragmentalization of the soul, meaning every time you had a trauma in your life, in this life and in other lives, a part of your soul got disconnected from the whole and got stuck in that time and space when that trauma happened. And this creates a block in your energetic system. So all the traumas we had, all the negative patterns, the negative beliefs that we have, all the karma, all the negative patterns that are repeated in your generational lineage, all of this is blocking you from going up your chakra system, from activating your higher levels of consciousness, and they are also blocking your life. They could be blocking one area of your life, for example, your love life, your money, your career, your purpose, your health, or they could be blocking many areas at the same time. And you don't know why you try so much to have results in one area of your life or in many areas of your life and you feel blocked, you feel stuck. It is because of those negative patterns, of those traumas that are blocking your energy. Imagine that someone is pulling back an elastic band. This is the trauma, the patterns, the habits, everything that is pulling you back in your life. And you try to move forward in your life, but you can't. Because this force is so strong, it's pulling your life backwards, it's getting you stuck and blocked. And the moment you release it, the moment you heal those patterns, those traumas, the moment you understand those traumas, the moment you understand the patterns you have, and you look at them, and you heal them, you transmute them, you release the elastic band, and then your life moves forward very quickly. You reintegrate that part of your soul, that fragment of your soul that got stuck in the space and time, and you bring it back to your soul, becoming more and more whole again. Your soul becomes more and more whole. And then you start to reconnect to the base 12 code. This is also not just important for the ascension process we are undergoing right now on Earth, but it is extremely important for you to manifest the life you desire. Most of the content we see out there about manifestation is teaching you how to manifest from inside the matrix, functioning from the base 10 code. When you are still working from the base 10 code, For you to manifest things, you need to be constantly doing techniques to raise your frequency, constantly using tools. And the things that you manifest from that point of view, which is the ego point of view, they are not fulfilling because you manifest them from a place of scarcity, from a place of need. The things you manifest from this point of view, they don't last in your life. They take much more effort and they are not completely fulfilling. It's very different from manifesting from your base 12 code, from your soul. Manifesting from your soul is easy. It does not require any effort because it's your birthright. It's a natural process. You are a co-creator with God. This is a natural process. And when you manifest from your soul, everything is manifested in divine timing with almost no effort. You can use techniques and tools, yes, but they are just the cherry on the top. They are just there to help you focus on the right things. The manifestation from the soul is easy, is fast, and it is definitely fulfilling. And the only way for you to do that is to retrieve those fragments of your soul and bring back into wholeness. Is to stop functioning from the base 10 code, the matrix system, and start functioning from the base 12 code. By activating your heart chakra, you can go up in the chakra system and activate higher strands of DNA, higher levels of consciousness. And the more you activate them, the faster and the easier your manifestations come. So I can't stress enough how important it is for you to heal those patterns, the wounds, the limiting beliefs. All of this is making your life stuck. And when you understand which are the patterns or habits or negative beliefs that are making your life stuck, everything moves forward quickly. It's like releasing that elastic band and it moves forward. It catapults forward. And this is where I can help you with. I have created 2 services for you to help you with this process. I have healed so much stuff on myself, on my own energetic system. And I have healed a lot of generational trauma and karma for me to be able to be calibrating right now the 9th level of consciousness, the 9th chakra, the 9th strand of DNA. And my vessel is cleared enough to help you go through this process. One of my greatest gifts as a light worker is being an energy transmuter. I am really good at transmuting people, patterns, and places even. And the divine has shown me that this is where I need to help people with. I have healed all of this in myself because of my Kundalini activation. And I know most people don't have a Kundalini activation. And I really wanted to help people to clear their patterns, to be able to integrate their soul, to reconnect with their soul, to reconnect with source, and to really be able to manifest a life that they love living. So I created 2 offers for you, 2 services that are complementary. The first one is the Find Your Blockage reading. I do a reading for you specifically to find what is the pattern that is blocking your life in one or more areas of your life. Of course, we have many patterns, many things we need to heal, but there is always one thing that we need to heal right now that is blocking our life. And me, as a Pisces sun, I'm highly connected to the higher realms, easily connected there. And as a Sagittarius rising, I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom in the spiritual field. I have been studying spiritual subjects for over 20 years now. And I have a Virgo moon, which allows me to find really easily the pattern that is out of place. Because Virgo energy can detect the detail, can detect what is out of place, what is not in order, what is not organized. So the divine showed me that I was created for this work. I'm so sorry, I'm a little bit emotional. I was created to help people with this. And I already did this type of reading, this Find Your Blockage reading for a few people. and they had amazing results. One of them told me that just by the way I spoke to them, I already activated them to heal the pattern instantly. Because in this reading, I not only show you the pattern, but I give you spiritual advice on how to heal it and how to deal with it. I had also another client who said that within a few days or a week, she was able to heal completely this pattern by herself, just by understanding it, just by me sharing the spiritual knowledge. And I had another one who is still working on it. So it will probably take a few weeks or a few months. So the results depend on how ready you are to heal it. And with this reading, you will have clarity of what is the pattern that is blocking your life. And I give you also, like I said, spiritual advice to deal with it, to be able to heal this. And if you want more help with this, I am also offering now personal activations and guided meditations to help you release these patterns. I enter your energetic field and I see the pattern there, and I help you transmute it within this guided meditation that you can listen to as many times as you need until this pattern is completely released from your system. And I also offer the bundle of the reading plus the activation, which is the best thing because they work together perfectly. And of course, is cheaper if you buy the bundle. So if you feel guided, if you feel like you're ready for this next step, for healing whatever is blocking your life in one area or in many areas, I'm here to help you. If you feel guided, the link to these services are down below. So much of what we were taught as truth was part of the illusion. But the good news is your body, your soul, your energy field already knows the real code. You just need to help it remember. You just need help to activate it again. You are not meant to be stuck in a loop. You're meant to spiral upward, to expand, to awaken fully. So thank you for being here, for listening with an open heart, with an open mind, and for choosing to remember who you really are. Did you know about all of this? Was this all new information for you? Is your mind blowing up right now? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear how you're feeling about this. And remember that I'm here to help you align with the divine code as much as I can. If you feel guided, try a personal activation and guided meditation or a Find the Blockage reading with me. The link is down below. I'll see you in the next episode. Much love, light, and truth.